Order. Order.
Hello viewers, welcome to the political Ringside, where you get analysis from the front row. Today we have such an amazing guest here at the political Ringside. It's probably a face you've seen along our shows here, and of course it's someone that has been on the front line when it comes to matters youth leadership, and of course within the Jubilee Party she serves as the national youth chairperson. Karibu sana Angel.
Asante sana.
We're good to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Nimekuwa muda since the last time I saw you. Yes. But I'm glad you look as good as I left you the last time.
You too.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so maybe quickly, hata kabla tujanza mazungumzo yetu.
Yes.
Who are we looking at as the president from the Jubilee Party?
Jubilee Party, our presidential candidate is none other than Dr. Fred Matiang'i.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not new to us in Jubilee Party. He served as the cabinet secretary in different roles in the Jubilee administration. And we are very confident that he is the leader to steer this nation. We are in 2026.
Mm-hmm.
And the politics of tuache huyu aongoze, alikuwa wa kwanza, amekaa sana kwa siasa, ama huyu ndio mtu wetu, kabila yetu. We are not going that route anymore. We are in 2026.
Yeah.
We're in the era of artificial intelligence. And we need someone who can be able to take Kenya to that next level that it deserves to be in. A level that we should be in a better level now, but we have been taken far back by this administration.
Yeah.
And Dr. Fred Matiang'i understands the administrative system of Kenya, the political system of Kenya, and we believe that he will be the Mr. Fix-It of our nation post-2027.
So without fear of contradiction, we have Dr. Fred Matiang'i.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Angel. Recently, we saw Edwin Sifuna ametimuliwa from the chama as the SG at ODM. Could we be looking at such a scenario in your party as Jubilee under the leadership of His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta?
I think this regime has been very particular about certain things, and I am very convinced that Mr. William Ruto anachukia mambo mawili. Kwanza, anachukia vijana. Pili, anachukia vyama vya kisiasa. Na alipoweka Biblia chini, the first party that he went after was Jubilee Party. We went round from one court to another, trying to justify our position as a Jubilee Party and our existence as a political party. He had sent some crooks to come to us and call themselves party leaders and secretary generals. And they dragged us in court. And they even went ahead to steal property from the party. So Mr. William Ruto does not like political parties, and he will go after every other party. He went after ANC. It is now called the Progressive People's Network, which is now it's an NGO now. He's now going after ODM. For Jubilee Party, I don't foresee that. We have fought many battles for over 2.5 years. We have already seen the great cost a political party can do when you allow yourselves to be divided and to allow people to infiltrate you. We have a better team of our Secretary General, or Mr. Mheshimiwa Ole Kenta, and we have a Deputy Party Leader, our presidential candidate, Dr. Fred Matiang'i, and a whole other team that is drawn from across the country. And we are hell-bent on making sure that in August 10th, 2027, we make Dr. Fred Matiang'i the president of the Republic of Kenya.
Well, Angel, on the flip side, could it, if you view it from this other perspective, could it mean that the removal of Sifuna from the Orange Democratic Movement could reflect strong institution whereby rules have to be abided by, and which maybe is not within your party as Jubilee?
Our constitutions as political parties are not very different from one another. They are very clear, and one of the most clear steps is that when you take someone out of a political party position, you have to go through the process as stipulated in the Constitution. You have to consult with the dispute tribunals, which is in every political party in Kenya. It is a requirement as you register for a political party with ORPP that you have an internal dispute mechanism. That mechanism was not followed. Even in Jubilee Party, that was the loophole that they had not sealed as they were trying to overtake the party, and they were taken out on those grounds of not following the procedure. So the procedures are there. But then this now even reminds me about Mr. Raila Odinga's leadership. He might not have done everything perfectly, but I look at him and his leadership and I think he was wise. But the current leadership of ODM is otherwise.
Okay.
And so it's very important that we are careful of some of the leaders that we have in our party. Because it can cost us a great deal. When people look after money than looking after other things, can cost a political party a great deal. And political parties are the backbone of our politics and our democracy and our governance in Kenya. So taking peanuts and I hear them they are being called in these rallies of Wananchi, they are being called Jodongaich.
Okay.
Well, people who are after their own stomachs. Okay. Now we are learning new vocabulary because that's, I think, what's exactly going on in ODM. And I think they should not be duped by Mr. William Ruto, because when you listen to the Gachagwas of this world, the Senator Medhus of this world, who are together with Mr. William Ruto, they keep saying that when they met William Ruto, they thought he was an angel. He was going to their churches. He was singing so well. He was speaking in rallies and saying, Mwadhani Agosho, Agosho Rege. And he was speaking very good Kikuyu. He knew every village in central Kenya. But he turned out to be the worst mistake of their life. And that is the face that William Ruto is showing to the current leadership of ODM. He is a wolf in sheep's clothing. And I hope they'll be able to see that in a matter of time.
So now,
or later.
Well, if the people, the members, or rather the party members in Jubilee who are dissatisfied with Uhuru Kenyatta's leadership, do the party structures allow for his removal the same way ODM removed Sifuna? Is there a room for that?
Our constitutions are very clear, by the way, Fridah, and there are certain parameters that have to be set. There is even a template of how a political party constitution should look like from the ORPP. It will guide you. So there's every route to remove how to remove a NEC member, how to remove a secretary general, how to remove a party leader. All those rules and procedures are well stipulated. So even if I was not happy with party leader Uhuru Kenyatta, which is not the case, there are avenues where that can happen. If I was not if I'm in a position to be taken out of Jubilee Party, that procedure is also there, because there are people we've also taken out of the party, and there are people we have brought back in. We have used resolutions, we have had NDCs, and those are the rightful channels to follow. But now when there is money on the table, people get very excited, like what is happening to ODM, and then they forget the rule of law. And they skip so many steps and they end up making mistakes, and then they end up costing so many people at the same time.
Uhuru Kenyatta left office years ago, but up to date, he's still the Jubilee Party leader. Why is that the case?
Well, the delegates of Jubilee Party have given him their full support. They have given him their full support, and in one NDC and after another, they have called on him a lot of times to be able to give direction and structure and leadership of the party, and they have full confidence in him. And they too have a means and way to remove him if they wanted to. And to keep him there is what they have chosen, and it's very democratic. Our former president, Uhuru Kenyatta, was very democratic, even as he led the nation. And even now as he retires, he is even now the one that is telling the youth of Kenya, come to Jubilee Party, hii chama nimewachia. You come and lead this party. I have retired. I want you guys to step up. I move aside and you take on. Yes.
Well, is that a way of just maintaining control of the party, or does that actually reflect party stability, having him there constantly?
No. I think that when we have delegates and members who have approved his leadership, that is democracy. And we've not had anyone so far, and even it doesn't even have to be a delegate. You can even be a member of the party and go to court and petition the structure of Jubilee Party, and we have not had any of such complaints. And I think that he has done quite well in steering Jubilee Party, ensuring that we have a presidential candidate, and giving room for the young people to become members of a political party, because the system or the procedure of even starting a political party or maintaining a political party is quite difficult, especially when you have a regime like this one that does not is allergic to political parties. There has to be a certain fight, a consistent fight that has to be kept on. And that's what I'm learning from Jubilee Party. I think running a political party is like running 10 new businesses at the same time. It is extremely difficult. It is not a one-man's job.
Has Jubilee Party prepared post-Uhuru leadership transition where we do not have Uhuru in the picture? Have you people looked at that state, and how could you people govern yourself? How are you going to survive this particular scene without him as the leader?
Well, our party constitution is very clear. It stipulates that once we have a presidential flag bearer and then they contest and win, automatically they become the party leader of Jubilee Party. That is our constitution, and so it is very clear for someone like him. It will be automatic once someone like when Dr. Fred Matiang'i is elected, automatically he assumes party leader of Jubilee. And that way he doesn't have to be there. He can take form in another shape or retire as he so desires.
But you, as the youth leader, the national youth chairperson within the party, do you genuinely say that there is room, or rather there is space for young people to rise, even as Uhuru's shadow is still there? I mean, are we looking at young people getting to such positions and even outdoing them? Because I mean, while Uhuru is there, so I mean, all of you are looking at him, and no one wants to like work so hard or even defy what he said from up above. So are we seeing young people rising beyond the shadows of Uhuru Kenyatta?
Frida, the enemy is one, and the enemy is Mr. William Ruto. The enemy is not Uhuru Kenyatta, and it is not Angel Mbuthia as we speak now. And so anyone who is a friend or is an enemy of my enemy is a friend to me. And that is how we have collaborated in Jubilee Party. And the war against William Ruto is a generational war. He cements and he embodies the status quo. And that is what the young people of this nation are saying no to. And as they say no to that, it is not a fight for one generation alone. We need an intergenerational consensus. And Uhuru Kenyatta speaks our language. Therefore, he is our ally. And even I, as a member of Jubilee Party, sijakorogewa chama cha Jubilee. If I feel that their ideals don't align with mine, I am free to dial *509# and resign as a member of Jubilee Party. But so far, so good. I can see that there is a deliberate effort to meaningfully engage the youth, and there is room, and there is room for young people to participate, to run for office. Like I keep saying, and we've had this before. A political party is not an NGO. It is not a non-profit organization. It is a vehicle to get power, and that's what I keep reminding the young people. Come join Jubilee Party and let's take the power that we are demanding for. Yes.
Well, is Jubilee evolving into a modern opposition party, or you people are still stuck on your former glory because Jubilee has been in power before? So are you people evolving into the new opposition party that maybe we are looking at, that watchdogs over the government, the current government of the day?
Well, Jubilee has quite... it has had its successes, it has had its scars, and I think that alone has been a lesson. And when Uhuru Kenyatta invites the young people to come into the party, we come in with a lot of fresh ideas. We're coming in with new energy. We are coming in with innovation. And there is room for that. And when we are talking about a digital age where artificial intelligence is taking center stage in our politics, we have quite embraced that very fast. And we encourage young people to use those digital platforms to get their insights out there into the public space. And it has it's quite the party that has evolved to be what it is today, because it is the same party that set the foundation of our digital space. It's the Jubilee administration that ensured that we have a digital infrastructure that we continue to enjoy today. The same one that this regime is trying to overtax and make unpopular or less accessible and increase the digital divide. It is that same one. So its foundation and mindset is quite progressive, and you do very little to advance the quest for young people in terms of advancement, innovation, and a new kind of thinking.
Has your party thought about the Gen Z voters? I mean, for you to appeal to the Gen Zs, they may be looking at a young political party leader. And here we have Uhuru Kenyatta as the dominant character still within the party. So, I mean, how do you look to appeal to the Gen Zs, the young voters that you are actually eyeing? Going towards 2027, you can be sure we want young people more into the voters. I mean, as the new voters currently. So, has your party thought about the Gen Zs and also having Uhuru in the picture? So, what is the interplay in between here?
We have opened our doors for every young person who is interested in running on Jubilee as a party. We have invited all those others who left us at some point because of one reason or the other, or they had even joined the rogue regime's party to come back home, because Jubilee Party is your party of choice. It's Jubilee ni home. Jubilee Party is a place where you can freely express yourself. You can freely advocate for your issues, give a mindset of your own. It is not a party where you are guarded, and when you're told to jump, you ask how high. So Jubilee Party is a place for every young Kenyan who wants to run for office, and we are providing that opportunity by ensuring, especially, that we have primaries are free and fair. It will not be favorism or zoning. It will be open and free and fair for everyone who is interested to contest.
Well, Uhuru having served as the former president, coming from the Jubilee Party, as your party become dominantly, reliable, you're overly reliable, or rather reliant on Uhuru's name and the capital, or rather kuna kujisimamia wenyewe kama chama.
I think that we have done quite a bit. We had the 2022 election, and it went the way it did. So and Uhuru was there, and he made his voice and he made his statement on regards to our government led by William Ruto. And now what is happening is that truth is now dawning on Kenyans. There was a time when you would speak to Kenyans and they would tell you amalize aende in 2021 and 2022. But now they are the ones saying, Your Excellency, we are sorry. And we have now seen the light. So it's not even about him as a person, but him as what he stood for at that time. And Kenyans continue to admire him until today for standing with even the late Raila Amolo Odinga, shaking hands to ensure that the country will stay united. I think he's tarmacking more roads than any other regime. Kenya was a construction site when Uhuru Kenyatta was in office. So I think those are the things that Kenyans are looking at now, and they're thinking, I think we lost someone.
Sure.
Yeah.
So hapo ndio Wakenya wanasema alituwon.
Alituwon.
Alituwon lakini hatukusikia. Angel, when should Kenyans expect, or rather look at Jubilee beyond now Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, the transition beyond Uhuru Kenyatta? When are we looking at this?
August 10th, 2027. That's the magic number. If we either make it or make it. That is the day that I think that we cannot go on TV or come here and on the Ringside and start saying sisi kama vijana. I think tukianza kusema sisi kama vijana na tunaenda kwa streets ku protest finance bill 2028 2029, tutapigwa na sio na GSU, tutapigwa na wananchi. Because if we don't vote and if we don't run for office and we we stay averse from the politics of the nation, we are going to be in big trouble.
Sure.
If Mr. William Ruto comes back into power, sisi wote tupack virago vyetu, wenye wanaenda Tanzania waende Tanzania, wenye wanaenda Uganda waende Uganda, wenye wanaenda Somalia waende Somalia. Because that is the magic number. After August 10th, 2027, even Uhuru Kenyatta ataosha mkono na aende zake. Hata mimi nitasema kila mtu akule kiburi yake.
Hivyo sasa.
Yes.
Well, it's good that you've mentioned 2027. Looking at the 2027 elections, are we looking at a Fred Matiang'i's presidential candidature from your party?
Yes, we are, and we are looking at Fred Matiang'i candidacy, and we are reminding Kenyans of the track record that Dr. Fred Matiang'i has or has had. And every time we leave out good leaders and we elect populists and we elect people because of their tribe, and we elect people because huyu ni mtu wetu, that politics is not taking us anywhere. In 2028, the youth of Kenya need to rest because they have a government that works. The youth of Kenya need to rest from protests and from politicking. They should be politicking in other fronts, doing civic education and getting meaningfully engaged in the private sector, and even setting up businesses and growing the public sector. We're not supposed to be going for protests every June 25th. June 25th in 2028 should be a day we celebrate our heroes, not a day where we're going to go back to the streets demanding to remember our heroes and the government, which if we allow this one to continue, will be terrible. So I think that 10th August 2027 is the magic number.
It is.
Yes.
Well, people out here, and of course even your opponents, still insist that Fred Matiang'i is Uhuru's project. We are seeing Fred, but in real sense, it will be Uhuru that we are re-electing maybe into power. Can you, is it really the whole party's choice that Fred Matiang'i becomes the flag bearer, or is it Uhuru's choice as the project, as people are terming it?
Fridah, let me remind you, when we had the June 25th protests in 2024, young people came out and said they want Fred Matiang'i to come and become their president. Not because of anything, but because they knew of their track record. And so when Fred Matiang'i was very busy in his private affairs, he had this call and he came back home and he looked at the political terrain and he asked himself many questions, and he was advised by many advisors and many misadvisors. And finally he settled on Jubilee Party. It was his choice to settle on Jubilee Party. He had the luxury of choice. He had many parties that had offered to support him, and so many parties that even still support him today, but he's the one who picked Jubilee Party. Well, we don't take away the fact that they worked together with Uhuru Kenyatta in their regime. And so that it says that there's nothing wrong with them working together again. But initially, the people who called Dr. Fred Matiang'i back into politics are the youth of Kenya.
Sure.
Yes.
Well, from where you see it, how much influence will Uhuru's the Uhuru face and name put into Fred Matiang'i's campaign, and maybe the policy strategy, direction, and everything?
I think that Uhuru is to steer Jubilee Party as a party leader, to give advisory, because he is not a day-to-day staff member of Jubilee Party. For him is to give advisory and to give support, and to encourage young people, especially to be the ringleaders, to take Mr. Ruto home. It is not his one vote that will do that for us, or even his one vote that will make Matiang'i president. So for his role, it is advisory. It is for him, it is been there, done that. And so instead of us reinventing the wheel, he will help us be strategic and be objective in what we do as a party. Yes. And
you feel confident that Matiang'i can independently stand as a presidential candidate?
He has, and he's doing it. And as I have said, Uhuru Kenyatta's role now is advisory. And advisory is advisory. You can either take it or leave it. Like the way our president here, who is who advises his advisors on how to advise him. So we have seen how advisory works. And so for Uhuru Kenyatta's role in Fred Matiang'i's campaign is only advisory. But the candidate is Dr. Fred Matiang'i, and he has the luxury of choice. He has his independence. He has people like me as the youth chair to also give him support in the initiatives that he would want to influence and implement, especially for the youth of Kenya.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, if it happens that come 2027, Matiang'i fails, even having been given the ticket from Jubilee as the president, flag bearer, it happens that he goes ahead and fails the 2027 elections. Will Uhuru take up the responsibility of his loss or any other after the aftermath, of course, or he will now step aside officially?
Fridah, I think those are the minors of 2027. Those ones are not majors. The majors would mean that someone like William Ruto comes back, and that is my worst nightmare. And that should be the nightmare of every young Kenyan.
Yeah.
Because tutakuwa tunatembelea wapi? How, and we had a global traction on the Gen Z protests. We had actors and musicians from Hollywood supporting us. Yeah. Some even sending money to our paybill numbers to support injured Gen Zs in hospital. Yeah. And for paying hospital bills and bailing out. Yeah. There is Nepal that took our script to the letter, even the name. You can imagine you're doing an exam with someone, they copy you, they copy your registration number, all your answers, they get an A, you get a C. Yeah. And that is where we are as a nation. So that is something that we must really think about as a youth of Kenya. It is time that we rise to the occasion. And August 10th, 2027 is the magic number.
And what makes Matiang'i, more appealing or electable other than any other person within your party?
I think that Dr. Fred Matiang'i has the zeal, he has the zest, he has the mind, he is very objective in stature, and most importantly, he has a track record. He has been a super CS in the Uhuru's administration, and we saw things work. Right now, we are seeing an administration that is William is advising Ruto, and Ruto is advising Samoei, and sometimes they all differ. So we are seeing a situation where our country is not being led even by consensus and consultations. I admire how Dr. Fred Matiang'i, before he makes any critical move, he always consults his National Executive Committee. I feel part of the decision-making process in his campaign, and I am very confident that he would make a good president.
How does he compare with his rivals in terms of charisma, grassroots mobilizations, be it the public trust also, compared to every other opponents, maybe, and rivals?
He is the favorite of the youth. And where my people are is where I am. Members of my generation. Yeah. We are the ones who feel the pinch the most. When things are difficult, when things are easy, we are the ones to either enjoy or go into depression. Yeah. Because we are the owners of today and the future. The present and the future is ours. So when I see that young people are excited about him, and I have looked at him as well and felt that this is a man that we need to support. We are in 2026, as I earlier said. This is the era of artificial intelligence. Hakuna kubahatisha. Yeah. Unawekelea bet mahali itakula. And that is with Dr. Fred Matiang'i. Not even just past the election day, but even 3-4 years from now, we are not supposed to be in politics. We are supposed to be growing other industries, and maybe politics is once in a while, is a part-time role, not a full-time job like the Gen Zs have been put by William Ruto. Yeah.
Can Matiang'i connect with the Gen Zs and of course the first-time voters that we're expecting into the 2027 elections? Is he connecting different than any other presidential candidate maybe so far?
I think with the biggest population of the youth, they have they have experienced his leadership firsthand. With KCSE results, with streamlining the education ministry, painting yellow buses to ensure safety and security of school-going kids. I think they saw someone who was warm and firm at the same time. And that's a very distinctive quality that he has. He leads with a lot of compassion, but then the right things have to be done, and he stands by them.
Yeah.
And that's why someone like Mr. William Ruto will not be able to go a long way, because he can easily be swayed, and he has no compassion, he has no empathy. And that's what I see as a major weakness for the Kenya Kwanza regime.
Yeah.
They have no compassion. They are chest thumping. They have a superiority complex. You cannot take them down from their high horse. And that's very, very, very sad for a nation like Kenya, where the youth are simply demanding for transparency and accountability, but they are meted by police officers in uniform, cladding them and shooting them and blowing their brains out. Very sad.
Such a really sad state of affairs. Well, Angel, if today we did the elections, actually, if the elections you're not waiting come next year, they happen today, are you confident that Matiangi would win? Yes,
I'm very confident that Matiangi would win.
For the much or the little that you've done?
Yes, I am very confident that Matiangi would win. He is the guy he's the man we have seen work and deliver. Why postpone progress? Why? Whether I'm in Jubilee Party or not, I would still support Fred Matiang'i, and he has my one vote. He's my preferred candidate. Yes.
I understand that you are planning to run as woman representative of Kiambu County.
Yes.
How ready are you for that?
Oh,
what do you have for the people of Kiambu, for the women, for the young women, for the men, and the whole community at large?
Yes. I am contesting for the woman rep Kiambu. I am quite excited about it.
Yeah.
The young people of Kiambu came to me and told me, wewe wacha kuongea huko kwa TV. Sasa kuja tufanye kazi. Iyo kelele mingi, peleka kule bunge. We need more of that.
Yeah.
And especially we need more young women in parliament. And looking at our country and where it has been, and especially in my region, where I come from, we see less of representation from our leaders. The parliament of today has failed us. We are complaining about William Ruto, and the parliament of Kenya has the power, the procedure, and all the right to impeach Mr. William Ruto and give him a vote of no confidence. But they have not done that. And so it is very sad that they do not represent the views of the people of Kenya. I want to take my voice there to parliament on behalf of the people of Kiambu. A parliamentary role is a three-figure role. I call it the ROL. It is representation, oversight, and legislation. Currently, I have been able to do representation. I have been able to do oversight as a member of the opposition in a political party that is absent. But now I want the power to legislate, where I can legislate for young women to have access to sanitary towels. It is still something we're discussing in 2026. We are still talking about femicide, where you're being killed because you are a woman. We are talking about gender-based violence in a nation where we have security, in a nation where we are talking about women empowerment. These are things that we must legislate, and we need to legislate with the seriousness that they deserve. And those voices need to be heard in parliament. And of course, to represent the youth of Kenya. Because as a national house, we can give more power to legislations that will empower the youth of Kenya. I know the plights of the youth. I have worked with students from the University of Nairobi, where I served as the vice president of the Students' Union, and served as the secretary for gender and international relations of the All Africa Students' Union, and even being elected as Miss President Kenya Season 2. My heart is with the young people of Kenya, the women of Kenya, and I think that they deserve a stake in our politics. They are the majority, and somehow they are the ones left out when it comes to proper decision making in Kenya.
Our viewers, you've heard from Angel Mbuthia, and of course, the people of Kiambu County. You've heard what she has to offer for the people of Kiambu. She has really good plans for you. So, of course, have her in mind. Consider her as your incoming women rep. I mean, I can only wish you the best, Angel.
Thank you so
go
much.
All out there. Do what you have to do. And of course, there's still hope.
Yes.
Amid all this chaos and all the turbulence, there's surely hope for a better Kenya tomorrow.
I am.
Any last word to our viewers before we close the show?
I think that as a nation, we are at a very distinctive time. We are at a time where we need to make a decision. Let's put our country first. And to the members of my generation, every generation has its call in time. Ours is to liberate Kenya. Let's do exactly that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Angel. To our viewers, it's been the Political Ringside. I have been your host, Fridah Mong'are. This is where you get analysis from the front row. Please keep tuned, stay tuned. Let us know what you think. Let us have the questions. Keep the comments coming in. Like, comment, and share. And of course, we will be here every other week to give you what we have to offer. And of course, to the guests that you equally ask us to bring to the show so that they talk to you. Thank you so much.